You feel it the moment you step in. A dry, enveloping heat from ovens that have been running for hours. It's soaked into the walls, the ceiling, the floor. It meets you from all directions at once. Through the bakery windows behind you, the street is still dark. The lamp posts are still on out there. In here, the work has been going long before you arrived. The kitchen runs along the back of the building. Long counters, stainless steel in some places, pale wood in others, all of it dusted with flour. Things are arranged here with a very particular logic. A row of metal bowls on one end, a scale in the middle, a small ceramic bowl resting on the pan. A bench scraper lying at a specific angle on the counter as though it was set down mid-thought and will be picked up again shortly. The tools hang from a row of hooks on the wall, each one in its place, each one within reach. A pair of heavy oven gloves draped over the handle of the rack, a spray bottle and a small timer with a dial, and a notebook open to a page of figures. Flour is on the counters and the floor and the lower shelves. It gives the whole kitchen a softness underfoot, as if every surface has been given a light coat of something fine. Built into the far wall are the ovens, 3 of them large. They look as though they've been here since the building went up and will still be here long after everything else has changed. Their small square windows glow a deep orange. If you lean close to one, you can just make out the shapes of the loaves inside, dark, rounded, doing the last of their work in the heat. The sound they make is low and continuous, a hum from the fans inside, and now and then a soft tick as the metal shifts very slightly. This is the background note of the kitchen. Everything else happens against it. The warmth coming off the ovens is dry and steady, good against the face, good across the arms. On a long shelf along the left wall, the proving bowls, 12 of them, or 14 possibly. It's a little hard to tell. They all look exactly the same. Each one covered with a damp cloth draped over the sides, and you may well have counted some of them twice. Each cloth has a slight dome to it where the dough is pushing very gently upward. They are entirely still from the outside. Underneath each cloth, something is quietly doing exactly what it was made to do, with no particular hurry and no interest in being watched. They've been at it for a while. The ones at the far end have domes a little higher than the rest, further along or maybe just a little warmer on that end of the shelf. Either way, they seem pleased with themselves. Milo is at the far counter, flour on both forearms up to the elbow, and a faint smear of it on his left cheek from some earlier moment in the shift when he pushed his face without noticing. He's wearing a faded blue bandana tied around his forehead and a long apron with 2 deep pockets. The right pocket has a small pen clipped to the edge. You won't see him use it. He's drawing cuts across the top of a loaf with a small curved blade. 3 of them. The same angle and length. A practiced motion that takes 2 seconds. He sets the loaf on the tray, picks up the next one. He moves through the kitchen with the ease of someone who has learned the shortest path between everything, counter to oven to rack, rack to shelf and back. He never looks at his feet. He doesn't have to. This is a kitchen he knows the way you know, a room in your own house in the dark, by memory, by the distance between things, by the sound each surface makes. Every shelf exactly where he expects it to be, every tool in its place. Oh, can you smell that? You've been aware of it since you walked in, but it takes a little while to sort out its layers. Underneath everything, yeast and warmth, the smell of something alive doing its slow work. Over that, something sweet from wherever the pastry dough has been resting. And then the bread smell itself, which has been building for so long that it's no longer sharp. It's settled into the air of the kitchen the way warmth does. Just present, quietly, all the way to the corners. You could probably carry it out with you when you leave, in the fabric of your coat. On a rack near the door, loaves from an earlier batch are already cooling. They've been here since before the current batch went in. They look quite patient about the whole thing. The windows at the front of the shop are slightly steamed at the edges. Through the clear part of the glass, the street is empty. Pavement dark and wet from earlier rain. Lamp posts making small orange pools on the footpath. No one about. The bakery light is coming through the windows and reaching a little way onto the pavement outside. A warm yellow rectangle on the dark, wet stone. A bus goes by. One of the very early ones, lit from inside, mostly empty, doesn't stop. From in here, with the oven warmth behind you, the street looks very cold, very far away. There are hours yet before the neighborhood will want anything. There's something about being here while all of that is still asleep. The bread is mostly made. By the time anyone comes through that door, it will have been ready and waiting for hours. Milo opens the oven door. A firm thunk of the handle, and then a rush of heat and smell together. The bread scent sharpening immediately, going from something in the background to something right here in front of you. He reaches in with the heavy gloves and lifts a tray out onto the rack. The loaves sit in a row, deep brown crusts, almost black along the ridge, where the tops split open during baking. A thin curl of steam rises from each one and disappears into the warm air above. He looks at them. A quick check, the look of someone who knows exactly what he's looking for, and then turns back. The loaves rest on the rack. As they cool, the crusts make a faint, irregular sound. A small ticking, the bread contracting very slightly in the cooler air beyond the oven. It's easy to miss if you're not listening. But in the quiet of the kitchen, it's there. The bread going from hot to warm, one small adjustment at a time. 2 new trays go in. The oven door closes. Thunk. The orange glow resettles through the small square window. The fan hum comes back to the foreground. The cycle continues as it has been continuing since well before you arrived, and will continue for some hours yet. In the corner behind the door, a small radio sits on a shelf above eye level. It's playing something, though the volume is low enough that the oven hum covers most of it. Jazz, possibly, or something older, something with a slow piano. The loaves cooling on the rack will be someone's morning. Someone will come in when the doors open and pick one up, still a little warm. Back at the long counter, Milo has moved on to the croissants. Triangles of dough cut and laid out in a row, each one waiting its turn. The dough is pale and slightly shiny at the edges where it was cut. He takes the first triangle, presses one corner down with 2 fingers, and rolls from the wide end with his other hand. A smooth, even motion, the dough coiling into the familiar crescent shape. Same pressure each time, the tip goes under. He sets it on the tray, moves to the next one, then the next. The tray fills up slowly, each one looking just like the one before it. When the tray is full, he covers it lightly and slides it to the end of the counter and pulls forward a new one. On the wall to the left of the counter, you see the chalkboard, prices written in careful, even handwriting. Each item, each size, each little column of numbers. The day's specials in slightly larger letters at the top. And at the very bottom of the board, a small drawing of a loaf of bread. It has apparently been there for some time, and no one has seen any reason to change it. The ovens are still running. The fan hum is still there, low and steady the way it was when you came in. The proving bowls are still patient on their shelf, their cloths still domed, doing their slow and unhurried work. The warmth is in the floor, the walls, the ceiling, all the way to the corners. Outside the windows, the lampposts are still on. The street is still empty and dark and wet. The neighborhood is still asleep.